All right, we're going to do one more thing of vocabulary here. So a qualified proposition is a statement that asserts a relationship between two sets. The three relationships in this class that we'll be looking at are some. Some elements are shared between two sets, and that's illustrated by the overlapping sets. So here in this example, students in Southeast Portland and students in Math 105. Well, there's some students that live in Southeast Portland that are taking Math 105. So some people that are students in Southeast Portland are taking Math 105. None. So none of the elements are shared between the two sets. Then they're illustrated by, they're called disjoint sets. So when they have nothing in common. So obviously cats and dogs would have nothing in common. There would be there's not an animal that's both a cat and a dog at the same time. All elements of one set are contained in the other set, and that's illustrated by a subset. So if I was looking at a whole set of trees, a subset of that would be maple trees. But everything in that maple tree set is going to fall in this huge tree umbrella. So let's just look at a couple examples of this. Given the qualified propositions, determine the two sets being described. Determine if the sets are subsets, overlapping sets, or disjoint sets, and illustrate the situation using a Venn diagram. Okay, so for part A, the set of fish and the set of dogs. So the two sets that are getting described are fish and dogs. Well, fish cannot be dogs, and dogs cannot be fish at the same time. So these are called disjoint sets, and we would draw them like I did where the circles don't overlap. The set of all trees and maple trees. So if I did the set of all trees, maple trees is going to fall within that. Because again, there's not a maple tree that's not an actual tree. All maple trees fall in that circle of trees. So that maple trees would be called a subset. The set of creatures with two legs and the set of creatures that can fly. So the two sets that I'm looking for are things that can fly and things that have two legs. So let's see. Is there something that has two legs and can fly? Well, yeah, a bird can, right? And there's also things that have two legs that can't fly, a human. So these are called, and there's animals that can fly that don't have two legs, like a bumblebee or a wasp. We just had a huge wasp nest, so they're on my mind. So these would be considered overlapping sets because there are some things that have two legs that don't fly, but there are some things that have two legs that do, like birds. And there's some things that can fly that don't have two legs, like wasps, which are awful. All right, there we go.